midst of these enemies of Biafra, whatever they are gathering against us, that they shall continue to live in confusion, that their evil plot against us will turn around and destroy them, because we have come with clean hands, and our enemies are indeed going to bear the brunt of the evil activities that they are piloting against us, directing against us, including their saboteurs in Biafra land. Now is the time for the Most High God, Chukwuokike. We implore you to make a name for yourself. Give us victory in our time, for we have no other with you. Bless all IPOB family members. They are scattered all over the world. They are scattered in every nooks and crannies of the contraption called Nigeria, where the wolves, the marauding Fulani terrorists, show alertness to live up to the challenges that are before us, because there is no way anybody can destroy this audacious representation of Biafra that we have indeed projected through your grace, through your favor. Now is the time for our people to join hands together. Give us that victory now, because the world is indeed asking what you can do. Let them know that you are God and we are your people. Destroy anyone, any woman, any group of people that want to derail this project. The restoration effort is an ordained project that must not be stopped by any man. There are people, even as we speak, they are working tirelessly hard to try to give impression to our enemies that they are the people in charge of our affairs. But they are not going to succeed, because we indeed are in control. And we are several steps ahead of them. And now is the time for us to show them that indeed we are not sleeping. We shall all see the land of Biafra when fully restored, and a new symbolic covenant will be made by you and for your people and for generations of Biafrans to come. Bless our leader Mazi Uchemefor and his family. Bless all IPOB principal servants all over the world and in Biafra land. Bless each individual family member working tirelessly hard to make sure that this project is seen not only to have been completed, but that it will be a success. We pray for the repose of the souls of our gallant heroes and heroines who have paid the ultimate price that we have our freedom. Do not allow them. Do not indeed allow the enemies to laugh at them forever, because they have fought gallantly well, and we are now seeing the fruit of their labor. The only thing that can compensate for the genocide directed against us, for the ultimate sacrifice of these gallant heroes and heroines of Biafra, is that Biafra is restored on their honor, on their behalf. Nothing more, nothing less. If anybody is indeed coming with a different objective, with a different mindset, destroy that person. If it is Uchemefor, destroy him, that Biafra may be restored, and that the rest of humanity will see a blessing upon our lives and glorify your holy name. To this we say amen and amen and amen. He say, my name is Uchemefor. I am the deputy leader of indigenous people of Biafra from Abateta. Abateta is in Idem is in Omambra is in Biafra land. I am here standing in for our great leader Mazi Uchemefor. A very short broadcast this evening, I must say. A lot of things are happening, and we must go into dealing with one or two of them. We salute the courage of our IPOB family members in the United States of America for the worthy and exemplary reception they gave to our leader, Mazi Uchemefor, or they extended to him. and his family. May the Most High God continue to bless each and every one of you. You shall all see Biafra. But there are also those who are using the opportunity, who are taking advantage of the momentum that has been set forth through the triumphant presence of our leader Mazi Uchemefor to try to smear or to try to reap where they did not sow. Creating all manner of dangers, deceptive channels through which people will think that IPOB is not focused. We are here to call and to direct the minds of our people towards the dangerous trends, or alert them on the dangerous trends that these evil men and women are doing to try to destroy IPOB. Where do I start? I am going to be very unorthodox this evening, dealing with issues that we have to talk about, not in alphabetical order, but according to relevance. There are a lot of posts, especially on social media platform and Facebook, going around suggesting that IPOB, that the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Uchemefor, has authorized a number of people to begin to carry out certain security projects. And our people are jubilating over this whole thing. Like we say to you, if you do not hear anything on Radio Biafra, if you do not authenticate it from appropriate channel, then know that you are indeed running a risk of being deceived, and everything you are doing in the process is to your own detriment. IPOB is one family. There is no other indigenous people of Biafra. Every other one is fake. And anybody propagating it remains a very dangerous and opportunistic individual that must be distanced from. There are people who are coming up with all manner of mushroom platforms, telling you that they are in coalition with this person, they are in coalition with that person. Anybody that is not very proud to append the name of Biafra to what he's doing or to what they are doing remains a coward, remains opportunistic, and must not be listened to. People have been preaching online, telling you, oh, now is the time to come together. Now is the time to unite against our common enemy. Yes, we agree, but we don't unite anyhow. IPOB has suffered. IPOB family members have paid the ultimate price when it is not fashionable for anyone to even come out on the streets to defend the interests of others. IPOB family members have gone under rain and shine, and they are still bearing the brunt of standing for justice, equity, and fairness for all. But there are some charlatans in Biafra land who will always hop on the opportunity that the activities, the gallant, the fearless, the courageous conduct of IPOB family members brings to the fore. They will always be quick to issue press statements. They will always be quick to meet one government official or the other. They will always be quick to tell you that IPOB has lost focus and all that. We know all these people. Anybody telling you anything, anybody who is against IPOB as far as the developments in the contraption called Nigeria is concerned, as far as Biafra is concerned, that person is evil. Nobody, I tell you, nobody can go against IPOB as we speak. Because everything we have said, everything we have done, and everything our leader Mazi Uchemefor has indeed prophesied on have come to pass in the zoo called Nigeria. So anybody who is against IPOB must be evil and should be seen as such. IPOB should be patted on the back. IPOB should be taken more seriously by any other person, by everybody, I should say, including our enemies. They know they respect IPOB and members, but they will not come out in the open to say it. There are some charlatans in Biafra land. They are in different associations. And there are people who are trying to bring IPOB under Igbo Association. We want to let you know that you have failed already. IPOB, as the name stands, remains indigenous people of Biafra. And nobody can subdue or submerge IPOB under Igbo Association. You have not got the strength, the courage, and what it takes to do that. And this is a very direct warning to our people who are being deceived. They come with mantra, we are one, we are this and all that. We should be very careful. We should be very vigilant. We should be very much at alert. That we remain ideologically consistent and remain true to our mission and accomplish it in our lifetime. Our people who are writing for us, our journalists, must indeed be very vigilant as well. They must be very professional in their approach. And they must run away from fake news. Fake news must be discouraged from our platform. I personally will go against any fake news. Doesn't matter where it comes from. We must fight it. We want favorable report on our side, but it must not come by all means and by every channel and at all costs. Why are we saying what we are saying? There are a number of incorrect information being circulated for quite some time on our platform, and even up until now. Our people must be very, very vigilant. There are individuals coming up talking about defend yourself, defend you. These people have never been known before. And our people are sharing all this nonsense. We do not know anybody. We do not know any group of people outside IPOB for avoidance of doubt. And we have our volunteers. Anybody answering any name suggesting that they are protecting the people of Biafra must indeed show cause. They must indeed demonstrate that they have the strength, they have the capacity and capability to do what they are saying that they are going to do. IPOB is intact under the supreme leadership of our leader Mazi Uchemefor. When we say supreme leader, we know what we are saying, because we don't want any fake individuals to come on this platform. They should go and die. The heart of this project we must protect at all costs and by all means. That corruption shall never indeed prevail against it. I don't know where even to start. A lot of things are happening in the contraption called Nigeria. The zoo citizens are now recognizing the fact that, after all, there are those who own the land. The Fulani Islamic fundamentalists, the Fulani savages, the wanderers, the nomads, from different parts of Africa have invaded the contraption called Nigeria. And they have laid siege on Biafra land as well. All those who have been attacking IPOB, all those who have been jubilating over the killings, over the maimings, over the spilling of the blood of innocent Biafrans, are now realizing today that after all, those their so-called compatriots are savages, are barbarians. A number of them have been bearing the brunt in recent times. But we are telling them that it's not too late. You need to stand up and do the needful. So many voices remains a divine channel through which the enemy can be driven away from our midst. Indigenous people of Biafra family members, especially in Biafra land, must be very much at our alert. We are not moved by whatever anybody does. We are methodical in our approach. We are consistent in our approach. We are collected. And there is nothing anybody can do to derail this project. We have a platform through which you have to confirm every authentic news. Fake news industry is festering, is growing by every minute and even seconds. And we are determined to make it not progress. We are determined to put those who are propagating it out of business. And especially on the news regarding IPOB, regarding Biafra restoration, that we are at the forefront of. People are going about telling you to contribute money. The only people we endorse are the people we have not talked about against. Our leader was in the United States of America, and you saw what happened. There are a number of Igbo associations that came and pledged that they are going to war with IPOB. These are not the people we are talking about. There are people on the other hand, and on the other side of the equation, who have made it a duty to swindle individuals and groups, all in the name of fighting for Biafra, all in the name of defending Biafra. These are still the same group of people who have come up and say, IPOB is doing nothing, they are doing nothing, we want to kill this person, want to do this, want to defend this, want to drive away our enemies. But nobody, none of them has been able to bring down any enemy. In fact, they are opening the back door of our defense line to our enemies. Some of them are working for Fulani Islamic fundamentalists. They come, they append the name Biafra to themselves. But they are working for the Northern Hausa Fulani masters. We must be very vigilant. Confirm every information you are being given, be it online or through inboxes, from Directorate of State, from Radio Biafra, from Biafra Television, from our leader, Mazi Uchemefor, from myself, and from any other principal servant designated to do any particular work, from our media and public secretary. You must be very careful. We are saying this because we have recorded a number of loopholes that our people have fallen for. Our enemies have designed all manner of evil ways to try to entrap us. Confirm every information you have been given. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. Confirm it. Very important. Very, very important. People are saying they are not hearing my voice. I don't know whether this is correct. I don't know what to say to that, but I think everything is okay from this platform. Everything is okay from this platform. This is really Biafra presentation. I don't know. They are still complaining about that. If there is any specific issue that you have, please, in terms of reception, please, especially those on Facebook, let us know, because it's very important that we deal with it now. It is very clear that the Fulani nomads, the nomadic Fulanis, have taken over territories in Biafra land, and they are coming down to Biafra land as well to do the same. As a result of this, there are also some individuals who have gone as far as propagating fake news regarding this. It started from Ruga. It started from different governors in Biafra land giving land to these people. And our people are panicking. But what we are telling them here is, you need not panic about whether anybody or any governor, the Fulani slaves in Biafra land, have given any land or has given any land to anyone. There shall be no Ruga in Biafra land. There shall be no, what do they call it? A national livestock project or whatever they call it. There shall be nothing like that. Our people are not stupid. Do not bother yourself, but make sure that you have everything it takes to defend your village, your houses, your territory, your towns. And of course, IPOB is not sleeping. Anywhere we see rural settlement, anywhere we see ranch that is not from the state government, that is not from our people, it will be destroyed. It's simple as that. It doesn't matter who is sponsoring these people, whether it is Saudi Arabia or the zoo government. Let them come down. This time around, the world is seeing what is going on. Every zoo animal who have been attacking IPOB family members, attacking Nnamdi Kanu, are now seeing what is going on. And some of them are now becoming even more militant than expected. Our people should not be panicking. Our people should not be knee-jerking over the euphoria and frenzy brought about the so-called invasion of our territory. All we need to do is to get prepared and wait for these idiots. They are going nowhere. All we need is to talk less. Talk less and do more. Very important. Now is the time. Whether they are giving out acres of land, whether they are building one thing or the other in Biafra land, let them continue to build it. But by the time we recognize or it dawn on anybody that that place, any settlement or any project is not for the advancement of the people of Biafra, it will be destroyed. It's as simple as that. So this issue of panicking from one corner to the other must stop. And people who are propagating fake news must stop it. our people must do more of intelligence gathering. Our people should do more of or apply more pragmatic approach to these all-important existential threats to our lives or to our existence, rather than yapping on the internet. Some are using Facebook accounts, be talking nonsense. We have gone past this stage, for goodness sake. IPOB is as big as any nation because we have our people everywhere. IPOB has everything it takes. Every department is in IPOB. Everything you can think of in terms of carrying out constructive and engaging campaign or developmental effort is in IPOB. The only thing is that we haven't activated it. But very soon, and as time progresses, all these things will be activated. So let people not panic. Let people who are sharing information that are not authentic desist. And wherever you see these people, fight them. This is the way that they are using to instill fear in our people. More importantly, let everybody listen to our leader, Mazi Uchemefor. Let everybody listen to what he is saying. Go to his Facebook page. You will get every information you need. Go to Radio Biafra page. You will get every information you need. But we also want to warn our admin in different Facebook pages belonging to IPOB and Radio Biafra and Biafra Television to be very vigilant, not to be approving fake information that are not verified, fake information that are not from IPOB or that are going to do us any good. People must be very, very careful. There is an important statement from our leader, Mazi Uchemefor, today. People must take that very seriously. They must take it very seriously and make sure that they adhere to the instructions that our leader has given. I will, of course, want to read out what he has said or what he has written regarding that. Because of a lot of things going on in the past few weeks, the past few months, our people must remain focused and never be distracted. There is, as we speak, a number of killings in the zoo capital, Abuja, against people who are protesting at the so-called National Assembly of the zoo called Nigeria. They fight for the soul of that zoo called Nigeria. We start from northern part of the zoo called Nigeria. And they will destroy themselves in the process. The only problem we have are saboteurs in our midst. But we are, of course, devising appropriate means to identifying them and to deal with them accordingly. I am looking for one information, and because of this, I will have to take calls. And as soon as I get it, I will, of course, revert back to what I have been doing, or revert to what I have been doing. We have existential threats that must be dealt with. There is a news, or would I say a news, advancement of Fulani jihadism. That anybody that attacks Fulani men. Anybody that attacks Fulani will be jailed. Is it 6 years or 6 months or for life? But the news is trending everywhere by the monster in Aso Rock, by the barbarian in Aso Rock, by the presidency of the zoo called Nigeria. And as we speak, our people who are knee-jerking, going cap in hand to satisfy their House of Fulani masters are no more talking. I don't know where they're going to run to. But it is very important that IPOB plays its role, the role it's supposed to play in the midst of our people, in emancipation and advancement of the cause that we have in this set for ourselves to accomplish. Number to call is plus 447405964146 plus 447405964146. You can also call on Messenger if you like, but be rest assured that only one call, or have it in mind that only one call will be accepted at any particular point in time. I am having some difficulties here getting the information I need to pass across to our people, but we will have to do something very drastic, very, very drastic, and very, very soon. Regarding this, can you hear me? Call on the phone. Good evening from here. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? I cannot hear anything, for avoidance of doubt. Can you hear me now? Not sure what's going on. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
And watching it, I remember humble servant Mazi Uchemefor reporting from Suka.
Yes, thank you very much. What is happening in Nsukka?
Yes, what is happening in Nsukka is Mazi Uchemefor. This zoo called Governor Ifeanyi, which is I want to address him by the zoo because he's a zoo man. This man has sold everything that we have in this state to so-called Hausa Fulani. Because I'm speaking with you, even in the local government, there's a place they call Ogu Obola Amala. The Fulani, they have a place they are fighting there. They are now communicating to the family, to the people of that community, as if that place is their house. If you go to Anuri, Enugu State, Anuri is no more the part of Enugu State that is now Fulani. Go to Kano East, Eziago, Uzowane, Nsukka. These people, they have killed us. And to that kind of it, you cannot talk anything. Even in this state, the Fulani man stand and said that since 1989, that he has been living here happily, and the worst part of it, that the so-called zoo, the so-called Hausa Fulani, they are coming into this state in big ways. Because this
my brother, see, there is something we need to talk to ourselves about. There is the gospel truth we have to tell ourselves. There is a difference between that there are invaders coming in and taking our properties, our land, and occupying it, and sacking us in the process. From that, there are people from different parts of the zoo called Nigeria who are coming to settle down in Biafra land. We should not be barbarians, because in the real sense of it, we are living in Fulani land. Our people are there in Hausa land, in Fulani land, in Oduduwa land, for instance. But we have a very definite objective. We cannot say these people cannot live in Biafra land. If they are living in Biafra, there's no problem with it. If they have to abide by the laws of the land. But if they are coming to invade, if they are coming to take over our properties, if they are coming to kill our people, that is where we say no. And that is what all this thing is all about. In the interest of fairness, our people who are living in other territories in the zoo called Nigeria are living there doing their businesses and doing whatever they are doing. We will not also at the same time say nobody will come and live in our land. It would have been selfish on our side. But what we are saying is when anybody wants to come and settle, they have to buy the properties, they have to pay for the services that our people are rendering to them. The same way our people are rendering, our people are buying whatever it is that they are using to advance themselves economically in those particular part of the zoo called Nigeria. So it is not about saying we don't want these people in our land, we don't want anybody who is not from Biafra land in our land to live in our land. No, it's not what we're saying here. What we are saying is that people who come and take over our properties without correspondingly buying it the way we buy in their own land, people who come and invade and kill and destroy and constitute security threats to our people and to our land, we will say no to them. Fulani headsmen are the terrorists who have been carrying out raging campaign, terror campaigns against our people of recent. But it does not mean that everybody from Fulani land and Biafra land is, and who is doing legitimate business, who has bought his own property, for instance, is a target. No. So what we are saying here remains that equity and fairness must be observed across board. The people you are saying, what you are saying now, you are saying that the governor has sold everything in Enugu State. Is that correct? To Fulanis?
Yes.
Can you give an example of it? Because it's very important.
The example that I'm giving now is this: is that our new local government in Enugu State. That's what happened in last week. That the so Fulani person is saying that they have been living happily, and yesterday again, and it says that since 1989 that they have dwelt in this land, that Enugu State have not even killed any of their cow, and they have not even killed any person in Enugu State. Then I now ask the so-called the governor of Enugu State, what's happened? The first place that started the killing and the massacre is in this Enugu State, Uzuwane, in Nimbo, in Uzuwane. That's the first killing that started in this country called Nigeria. Even if, and I'm now asking, is that place in Uzuwane not a part of Enugu State? What? That is the question that I'm asking.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. People who come and invade our territory, invade our land, and take over properties by force without paying for it, they are invaders and remains whom they are. And Fulani headsmen, sizable number of them are nomads. They don't have homes. They go about acquiring properties through conquest and all that. These people must be fought. These people must be stopped. But for you to say that the governor has sold off everything in Enugu State, it's relative. I think it's very important that you qualify it. People, Fulanis who came and live in our land, or live in Enugu State or any part of Biafra land, must have a history. They must have a time when they came. They must have a way they have dealt with our people. Did anybody complain that they took over their land? Did anybody complain that they took over their property? Of course, it is the responsibility of the community where they live to identify all these problems. So when we are saying all these things, we must have to buttress what we are saying. Of course, what you are saying is correct because a sizable number of them have come and invaded our land. But there are also those of them who settled the same way they should settle in our land. We cannot deny
Yes.
them that. So when we are saying that the governor has sold off everything, it's very important that we qualify it. We cannot allow sentiment to overrule us. These people have come. There are some communities that they have killed a number of our people there. It is the responsibility of Enugu state government, for instance, or Ebonyi state government and the community to make sure that justice is done, to make sure that all these killings, all these mayhem directed against our people do not go unpunished.
Yes.
So, yes, go on.
And the reason why that I can even testify, even if it comes in this Sudan local government in Amala as well, the so-called Fulani people, where people cannot harvest their cashew nuts. If they go there, the land they'll start matriculating as if you are not a human being, and they just plug your cashew and bring inside the cashew nuts and bring inside the market and sell, and our people can't say anything.
Yeah, that is the problem here. See, we have advocated each community having their own vigilante groups, having their own security arrangement in collaboration with what we, the indigenous people of Biafra, can bring to the table. But they are not doing it. For instance, I'm in London here, but I cannot come to any community in Anambra, in Enugu, in Ebonyi, and begin to say what is happening there, because I'm not seeing anything. It is the people who are bearing the brunt of all these things that will come out. There is nothing to fear about. If we protest, we die. If we don't protest, they will still kill us. So why are we being afraid? So let us be courageous as we should be. Let us match these people with every amount of courage, with every amount of arsenal at our disposal. We have been talking about the right to self-defense. I don't know how else our people will be told to understand that.
So my deputy, now let me just summarize for now. But what I have to say, my people, is this: IPOB is the only savior. This is the only road, and the maximum they can, as you say, tie with that number.
Right, the line is off. I don't know how to explain or say this, for instance, but we will have to continue. At some point, I'll have to get the right explanation for our people. Can you hear me?
Good evening, Mazi Uchemefor.
Yeah, good evening from here. Please move away from the radio. I'm hearing my voice on the background.
Okay. Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Yes, my name is Mr. Christian Ufondo. I'm calling from Onitsha. Yes, I'm very happy to have heard your voice this evening. I am very happy. May Chukwu Ekadia might be with you and with all the people who are working tirelessly to see that Biafra is restored. Yes, thank you. The thing I want to talk about this evening is concerning this Fulani herdsmen. But first of all, I'm very happy that all that our leader Nnamdi Kanu has prophesied is about 5 or 6 years ago have started happening now gradually. I'm very happy for that. So that those people that we are laughing at us, they're thinking that we are beside ourselves, they have started seeing it now and know that we know where we are. So another thing is concerning the Fulani herdsmen, they have come to invade or to take over our land, and all these things are happening. And the other people, they are seeing what is happening. But one thing I want to say is that this Fulani herdsmen, this homeless wanderer, and uncircumcised sect of people from North cannot do this thing to us unless we don't want to fight them. Because this is the time. If we fail to do it now, then we shall lose it forever.
My brother, let me just say this thing again.
Yeah.
There is no point us talking too much. There are mechanisms on the ground. There are things put on the ground.
Okay.
Look around you
Okay.
and follow suit. It's simple as that. We cannot
Yes. Okay.
be talking on radio. We have to do more of planning and implementation, and that is where we are now.
Okay. Okay. No,
So
the reason why I was talking like this is to, to create awareness to some people who have not known that such thing will be done. Otherwise, I myself here, I can't say how I feel. Let everybody hide what is going to do until the time. But as you see me now, I'm just boiling because I've never seen where such thing happens, and the federal government did not want to do anything. So you see now they are talking about Ruga. Our people should buckle up so that
we are not
taken unaware.
we are not going to depend. We are not depending on anybody. I
Okay.
don't know what's going on.
So,
Somebody said the caller's voice are not coming out. Not sure why this is so.
okay. So for the meantime, I'll call it a day. Thank you, my brother. Continue. We know everything you are doing. And may God bless you, bless Mazi Uchemefor, bless all the principal officers in Biafra land. By the grace of God, we are going to get what we want because God is on our side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you. I am joined by the head of Directorate of State and the deputy. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good evening from
I
here.
can hear you. Good evening.
The head of
If I'm
welcome to the program.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I don't know if I'm coming out clear to you, Mazi.
Yes, from my own side, yes. I don't know about the callers, but we shall see. Go ahead, please.
All right. Thank you, Mazi Uchemefor, the Deputy Leader of Indigenous People of Biafra. Good evening, great Biafrans. Good afternoon, good morning, and good night to all of you at this very minute, depending on your time zone. My name is Mazi Uchemefor. I come from Ihoma. Ihoma is in Olo province of Biafra land. And by the grace of Eze Chukwu Kikabiama, I serve the indigenous people of Biafra in the Directorate of State as the head of directorate. Mazi, of course, the issues you are touching on this evening, they are very, very topical. Of course, they are issues of the moment, and our people must not only pay attention, but they must continue to imbibe and exhibit those qualities and characters that we have learned from our leader. He always tells us that in this struggle, what is very paramount and what is very key and important to victory, apart from the fact that Chukwuabiama is in charge, and also that we have based and founded this struggle upon a very firm philosophical and ideological consistency. We must, as individuals, also imbibe the character or characteristics of being a disciplined people, because it is that discipline which we can exhibit not only in obeying command and instructions, but in having patience, in being patient when issues are confronting us. We understand the desires, we understand the expectations of our people for Biafra to be established and restored tomorrow. But nevertheless, that is what we, under the leadership, IPOB led by Mazi Uchemefor, that is what we are working towards. But our people must be very circumspect in how they consume information and how they jump at every information that they see on social media. We have always said, if you do not hear it on Radio Biafra, if you do not hear a press release from our media representative or media officer, if you do not hear our leader make any comment on certain very important issues, whatever you hear outside of these platforms, or of course our deputy writing it on social media, you must take it with a pinch of salt. Don't run going home or with such information, because this is what the enemy wants people to, to do, and then in that process they will lose focus and begin to tittle and tattle and dissipate energy on what are not very important and what are not very necessary for us. My joining our deputy this evening on this broadcast is to make a very important announcement. I will not take too much time because our people would like to make their contributions on the issues on the ground. And these announcements are as sanctioned by our leader, Mazi Uchemefor. For a time now, for a very long time, there has been some very unpalatable situations that were going on in Imo State, to the extent that we began to question the capacity and capability of those who are there as our leadership in Imo State. Having endured for a while to see if things could turn out for the better, and they were not turning out for the better, it has been mandated that there will be a change of principal servants as it concerns Imo State. The former Imo State coordinator is hereby. We thank him for the opportunity that he was given and for serving to his ability and capacity. But we want to take Imo State a little bit further than where they are at the moment to at least meet up with the other.
The head of directorate, I think it's very important you repeat what you have said about Imo State, because it appears it was cracking or that people did not hear what you said.
Okay, all right. I will rewind a little bit. I'm saying that for a while now, the leadership in Imo State have not been up to the task that they were assigned to do in making sure that Imo State IPOB family is in sync with every other state in Biafra land. And having waited and hoped that things will change, and they did not change and they did not turn out for the better, the leadership wish to use this opportunity to thank the former Imo State coordinator for the time during which he served to the best of his ability. But for us, we expect more and we require more to make sure that Imo State is at par and at sync with other states in Biafra land. There will be, with immediate effect, a new Imo State coordinator. And that person and the new state coordinator is in the person of Mazi Uchemefor Abraham. Mazi Uchemefor Abraham, as at this very evening, will be the new Imo State coordinator. He was formerly the Owerri Municipal Senatorial Coordinator. And because he has been elevated to be a state coordinator, there will be a new Owerri Senatorial Zonal Coordinator. the new Owerri Senatorial Zonal Coordinator from this very night is Mazi Uchemefor. Mazi Uchemefor also was formerly a coordinator of a local government in Owerri Ikeduru, I believe, or Owerri Municipal, local government coordinator. And Mazi Uchemefor will be deputized as the we have the deputy of Owerri Senatorial Zonal Coordinator in the person of Mazi Ndoka, who is presently the Ikeduru local government coordinator, will continue to work as Ikeduru local government coordinator, and at the same time, he will also be the deputy Owerri Senatorial Zonal Coordinator. I'll take this once again. The new Imo State Coordinator from this night is Mazi Uchemefor Abraham. There is no deputy for him at the moment, but this we will take care of in due course. Before the week is over, there will be a deputy for the new Imo State Coordinator. And Mazi Uchemefor Abraham, who was formerly Owerri Senatorial Zonal Coordinator, his post will now be taken over by Mazi Uchemefor. Uchemefor becomes now the new Owerri Senatorial Zonal Coordinator. And Uchemefor will be deputized by Mazi Ndoka. Mazi Ndoka, who is currently Ikeduru local government coordinator, will continue to also work as Ikeduru local government coordinator. And the Owerri municipal local government coordinator will be announced in due course together with the deputy Imo State coordinator. They will be announced in due course. This is for Owerri, this is for Imo State. There is a very disturbing trend that is happening in Biafra land, and this disturbing trend has its root in the diaspora. I want to use this opportunity to inform every principal servant in Biafra land that the issue of coordination of all principal servants lies exclusively in the Directorate of State and under, of course, the direct supervision of the Deputy Head of Directorate, that is Mazi Nzurumike. Therefore, all unnecessary interferences from diaspora, given whether these instructions are well meant or not, all instructions from any other principal servant, with the exception, of course, of our leader, Oyedumazi Nnamdi Kanu, with the exception, of course, of our deputy leader, Mazi Uchemefor, and, of course, myself, Mazi Chikedozim. There is no need for any other person to give from the diaspora principal servants in Biafra land any further instructions. This is part of the discipline we are talking about. It is not only that we all understand the critical time that we are at the moment. It is at this because of this critical time that every principal servant must ensure that all forms of instructions that they are getting and they are implementing, they emanate from the appropriate quarters and from the appropriate source. I am using also this opportunity to ask every principal servant in diaspora to please cease forthwith to give any form of coordination instructions to our principal servants in Biafra land. And One other issue that I need to talk about this evening is the issue of mobilization. The people who have the responsibility to mobilize in Biafra land, your responsibility is to gather our people, mobilize them. Let them understand what this struggle is all about. And if they want to be part of this struggle, then you gather them together and inform the state coordinator that these people have been gathered together, and the inauguration of such people into a unit or a zone is the exclusive preserve of the state coordinator or any other principal servant that he or she may delegate such assignments to. The mobilization team have no business inaugurating units. It is not your duty, because you cannot lead any of those people. You can, first of all, you cannot nominate them as a coordinator, and you cannot lead them on, to take the oath. So anyone who is indulging or engaging in this act of mobilizing and inaugurating zones, please desist forthwith, because this is against our principles and our objectives in IPOB. I want to thank all of you in Biafra land who are, of course, in the war front, as I always put it, because that is where the heat is on our people. Many of you have been very courageous. Many of you have been very tenacious. Many of you have been very focused. Many of you have maintained the discipline for which we all, as students of Mazi Uchemefor, learned at the very beginning of this struggle. That is how it must remain, and that is how we will overcome those who are trying to come and bring a wedge in our midst, those who are trying to come and join us surreptitiously and then try to destroy us from within. You will always hear our leaders say that they want to come in and join and then try to destroy us from within. But we must be very vigilant, like our deputy said. We must have our eyes open, our ears on the ground. Everybody in Biafra land at this moment, you must turn yourself into a dictator. Observe your environment. And wherever you may be going, observe your environment and report appropriately to the appropriate channels in the leadership of IPOB, and leave the rest for us. Chukwu Abiyama will, of course, empower us and give us the without to continue in this battle. Mazi Uchemefor, of course, I thank you for the opportunity to come on air this evening and make this announcement. And I want to ask Chukwu Abiyama to continue to strengthen and guide and preserve and protect you, and give you good health to continue to do what you're doing. And above all, I want to commend our leader, of course, wherever he may be at this moment, into the hand of Ezechukwu Abiyama, who has been his bulwark, who has been his strength, and who will always continue to guide and preserve and enrich him in all knowledge and wisdom to bring this project to a joyous and glorious conclusion, which will be a restored, sovereign, and independent Biafran nation. Thank you, Mazi Uchemefor. And from here, I would like to hand over to my deputy, Mazi Uchemefor. Of course, if you can hear me, please go ahead.
Thank you so much. I don't know if I'm coming up clear.
Yes, Mazi Uchemefor, welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much, a wonderful Deputy Leader. Thank you. In fact, God will continue to bless you. You're so important to us, and may God keep you and your family and keep you shining and healthy all the time for us. My name is Mazi. Thank you so much. My name is Mazi Uchemefor. I happen to hail from Owerri, and by the grace of Chukwuka Biama, I am a common servant of the people in the capacity of Deputy Head of Directorate of State. I do want to thank Chukwu Abiyama at this very juncture, who is the head of our lives entirely, and thank him for his tender mercies and his loving kindness. I cannot stop thanking him, Chukwu Abiyama, for his special mercies and protection for our precious leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the prophet of our time. We thank Chukwu Abiyama for this very gift, a man who came at the right time. Though some people did not pay heed to his voices all the time as he was singing like the whole messages and sending out the messages of the future, and people were not listening. But we thank God for those of us who came out to listen, those of us who have become his scholar today. Because if not IPOB that stood up at the right time, I don't know how messed the whole situation will have been today. We definitely want to greet Biafrans all over the world and say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be inhabiting. You can see the trend of today. The terrorists have come again. We all remember how we stood tall on our ground as our youth used their threatening messages of hellfire. But however, I think because of what we did, they were forced to exercise restraint, and at least they had little respect for our people. And then there was an open, great movement of millions of Biafrans daily on the ground with our leader on the ground and sending unmistakable messages that time, led by our leader, of course, as to who owns the land. And then it was a period of psychological importance for us, because in the face of saboteurs and weak governors, our leader assumed the mantle of trust and the mouthpiece of the entire populace of Biafrans. And finally, people saw that hope indeed could not get lost for an authentic leader like Onyendu, and then to be available and advocate the truth that was real, and the people saw it, and it wasn't a fiction they were used to. The throngs of millions of Biafrans of different wavelengths became ever more hungry for freedom. But unfortunately, as we see it, those of them who paid pilgrimage to Hausa Fulani, Sokoto Caliphate, and Aso Rock on a regular basis, like Ojo Zakalo to be precise, Nyanwodo, and all of the active governors of then, did not like what they saw, because the ascending light itself was a threat to their scavenging enterprise that could lead to their empty brown envelopes as we know it. That's what they always went there to do. These are men without honor who sat on the cold floor during each visit of their pilgrimage to Sultan of Sokoto, while Sultan of Sokoto himself will sit comfortably on his golden stool. So these men resolved, as we remember, to carry out evil, which can't be found in any animal kingdom, if you can imagine. And that was to call in murderous Fulani terrorists in uniform and the caliphate to descend on IPOB. Even Ojo Zakalo was caught on tape bragging about how he called on the generals of the military to stop the conquest for freedom trending on the ground. He said he did so because police alone can't stop the movement on the ground. But the Fulani army, with their more sophisticated weaponry, could do so. This is what an ex-governor, supposedly ex-governor in Biafra land could do and come out openly to brag about. And then we got proscribed by same governors and Ohanese who are now realizing, in fact, for the first time in their miserable lives, that indeed they have been playing with fire all along, with terror groups in the name of Mieti Allah, who hunt innocent blood as a sacrificial lamb for their Allah, because their Allah will always have to drink blood. That is what it is about. Apparently, it has dawned on them that this current horrific, pungent smell in the air is surely a prelude to the Armageddon itself, as we see it unfolding. Although the prophecy of our leader, Mazi Uchemefor, referring to Somalia as paradise compared to jungle Nigeria, has come to fruition, if you all can bear me witness. But the arrival of the latest terror project coded in Fulani language called the Ruga marks, of course, unequivocally the beginning of the mother of all terrors. They have come from the valleys of the Futa-Jalo mountain of the Guinea to establish their emirate in our own ancestral land with all impunity, because they got away with everything, every manner of crimes against those they see as non-humans, yet some could still count themselves as Nigerians. They have come to colonize and Fulanize with our brazen audacity, and then some are sitting there and watching. We remember in their last national anthem, they said, through tribes and thoughts that may differ, because they knew indeed we were different. These people knew we are not one of them. They knew they are not one of us. And then the national anthem that came before made it clear that through tribes and thoughts that may differ, that means they were different from us. And they had a different thoughts from our own thoughts. That means we had no common value with them. That was the national, that is why they changed the national anthem. And now they changed it into an anthem of savagery. They made it in such a way that it is Fulani call obey. They said Nigeria call obey. Nigeria call obey is Fulani call obey, Ruga call obey. This Ruga call obey will be disobeyed. This time around, we are going to stand tall against these people. They came, they said they are earmarking over 100 billions of naira, and they did so, and there was no reaction from no corner, from nobody, from no quarter, apart from IPOB. And the Fulani looked at it and they said it was good. They single-handedly wrote a general constitution that favors them alone with all their Islamic inscriptions and everything. And there was nobody standing tall. All of them calling themselves elites of the zoo, the professors and all that. Nobody reacted. All of them, sons and sons, they have whatever they have them. Nobody could see what was wrong with that constitution. And Fulani man looked at it and said it was good. IPOB did react, of course. Here on Radio Biafra is always reacted upon. We always stand against every evil, no matter how it looks like. And then, of course, then they introduced their so-called Sharia in the northern enclave of the zoo, and in fact looking worse than Taliban Afghanistan style. And yet nobody reacted upon it, nobody said anything. The Fulani man once again said it was good, but the IPOB reacted. In fact, the same people said that this Sharia must now be uniform, become a phenomenon across down Atlantic Ocean to the Bight of Biafra. And that has become their agenda. They deleted the courses we offer in school, like history. They deleted Bible knowledge with the way we know it, and they said no, it's going to be replaced by Islamic studies. Lo and behold, there was no reaction, and the Fulani man said it was good. But IPOB, as usual, will react. IPOB will react against it, and we did react against it. You see, they have continued to step on our toes. They eventually thought now that the best and the fastest way of achieving their goal, since they are in a hurry, is to implement strategy they were handed over in the last OIC meeting. We saw Jubril heading to OIC meeting. And they were asking him, well, how come, how far, how is your country looking like? Is it well Islamized? He said some pockets of resistance are still existing. Of course, the Turkish leader was there, a country that used to be a Christian country before. They knew how they got their country to fully Islamized, and then they had a strategy. And then, of course, they handed them over to Jubril to make sure that he comes back immediately to now implement their Ruga. So today, they are insisting there must be Ruga. But so this Ruga is a strategy that, if you will, can biologically be illustrated as cancer cell that taps into the whole cell, exponentially multiplying, having a daughter cell multiplying, and taking over the whole body like a metastasis. With Ruga today, they are going to have a community. And because they are in power, that community will easily become a local government, and there's nothing you can do about it, no matter how little the community is. And then that would lead to a mini emirate with an emir on top in Biafra land. That's what your imagination should tell you today. We must also put into account the numerous mass movement of military hardwares we saw recently, like the gunboats headed to Bight of Biafra. We saw helicopter gunship, helicopter patches, artillery hardwares in Enugu area and the bushes. These were no secrets. The military was denying it, but we saw it and we put it into account. All these are meant to enforce and reinforce their evil agenda at all costs. These terrorists abhor us, they hate us, they don't like us, they find us despicable, yet they find it necessary at all costs to live with us and back on a symbiotic inhabitation with us. They want to embark on symbiotic inhabitation with us. I don't know, somebody was trying to give me a call at this very time, and that is disrupting. Sorry for that. So I definitely do want us to look at the things
very important.
Exactly, because that would be a very strong weapon.
40 to 50% of the disease we contact must be coming from cow. Sexually transmitted diseases from these barbarians. Unacceptable. Unacceptable,
Deputy Leader. That should be our next strategy. We should use it as a weapon. It's just like they came that time and said, oh, no matter how much we had in our account after the war, we were going to receive 20 pounds. Just the same thing. They have their cow is their empire, is their money, is their wealth. we can go against it by only boycotting a whole lot of, measures like we have done in the past, like you said, civil disobedience. This time around, we are going to avoid cow meat. It's very, very important. By the way, cow meat is not good for your liver. For your kidney. A lot of people going through kidney issues because you overload your kidney with proteins, and your kidney has to overprocess itself, and at the end of the day, it collapses, and you have malfunction of kidney because you are always dependent on Hausa Fulani cow meat. We are going to boycott it, and your health will be better. So at this juncture, thank you so much for your listenership. Let me now round it up and say, like Onyen Nnamdi Kanu will say, the man Chukwu Abiyama brought to come and deliver us, as he will say, that we are Biafrans, and that Biafra is our religion, and on here, holy microphone and environment of Radio Biafra is worship, and that Chukwu Abiyama indeed is our God. So thank you very much for your listenership, and thank you very much, Mazi Uchemefor, our wonderful deputy leader. I will hand over microphone back to you, and then let our people keep on calling. Thank you so much, and goodbye from here.
Thank you very much, Mazi Zulumike and Mazi Eduzim. I don't know whether Mazi Eduzim has gone, but that is it. These are the people that are in charge of our directorate, the head of the Directorate of State and his deputy, Mazi Eduzim and Mazi Zulumike. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you, and God bless you, and good night from here.
Thank you very much. Good night. This is Radio Biafra presentation. We are still on this program, and we are not relenting. Very important. Can you hear me? Call on the phone. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening, Mazi Uchemefor.
Yeah.
I'm calling from England, Nottingham, besides it. Mazi Uchemefor,
Yes,
please,
thank you very much.
don't be offended at what I'm going to say, but if you think about it, I'm saying the right thing. For me, whenever you come on this radio, at least all these our leaders, all the principal officers, for me, they should await. Let's have a call from Biafra land. Couple, let's see what they are complaining about, what is going on. Before this our principal and come and begin to advise them if they have anything to tell them. Because some of them, when they come on this land, the same thing our leader has already told us what is happening. They keep repeating it. That's not making sense for me. That's not making sense. They should be
So let me ask you. So do you have any issue with the head of directorate or his deputy or what?
No, I'm talking about the man is those two people.
No, you can. How many times did you hear them come on radio?
I know, but those two people are talking. They occupy this leader for long, which is not good. Also, they keep repeating what our leader already said to us. Now, we should be looking.
Let me ask you a question. I will allow you to be talking because it's very important that we understand something here. Is there any issue you have with the head of directorate and his deputy? That's what I want to ask you.
No, I don't have any issue. I'm just, that's why you're not telling me. Let me repeat myself again. I'm saying, whenever you come on this radio, for me, for my own view, my personal view, let's call from Biafra land comment. Let's see what people are saying, what is happening because there are a lot of things going on. After that, these are principal officers, they can come. If they have anything to tell them how to do, what to do, they begin to do. Not them come first. Because they don't know, I believe most of them based abroad. They don't know what is going on. I'm just coming from Nigeria. They should listen first. If they have anything to tell our people, they will tell our people. Not to come on radio, occupy the radio, keep repeating what our leader already saw us. We should be talking how to defend ourselves because as I'm talking to you, Hausa Fulani have occupied all of our Biafra land with God, waiting for us to react. Waiting for us to react. Another thing I want to say, I keep saying this, I will keep saying it. Look at what Hong Kong are doing, Sudan, Algeria. Let's go on the streets, stay, if it's 1 month, without going back home. Tell them what we are ready, because these people can never give us Biafra. I don't know what we are waiting for. We are ready. I know we are going to die. They are going to kill us, fine, but we will stay in the streets. If it's 1 month, tell them enough is enough. We want our land back.
Right.
Hello?
Yeah, but
I don't
you
think you're
you
getting
are
what I'm trying
you
to say.
are you are sounding angry and frustrated. I don't know why you're doing that.
I'm not saying,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
what it
sounding.
is because I take note of what you're saying about spending time, but the head of directorate and his deputy made important announcements that affect Biafra land, and
Sorry,
you didn't hear that.
yeah, but please don't be misunderstanding me. But I wish you know the angle I come from. You know what I'm trying to say is right. When you come on this radar, let's hear a call from Biafra land.
Okay,
Maybe the people,
you are saying that when I come on radio, people from
yeah,
Biafra land don't talk. Is that correct?
no, that's not what I'm saying. You're getting it wrong. Like I said,
Okay, yeah,
whenever you're on this,
you're saying that when I come on radio, principal officers will occupy the radio. Is that correct?
no, Master Junafo, you're not listening to me. Please hear me out
I
again.
am. I'm just asking. I'm asking a question. I
No,
didn't
that's not
say
what I
that.
said. I said,
Yeah.
whenever you come on this radio, start making calls. Let us call from Biafra land coming. Couple.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
After that, I'm sure our principal leaders will be listening. If they have anything to tell that the person what to do, they begin to go. Not if you come, they just come, begin to talk. We don't know what these people are going through. Because a lot of things
So
is going down in
it's
Biafra
still the
land.
same thing I'm saying. You are saying that whenever I come on radio, the principal officers will come and occupy the radio.
I'm not being about what I'm doing.
And the example of it is still the one of today. I just want
Let
to
them hear,
understand it.
let's hear the call from Biafra land first. Let's hear what these people are saying before they will come. Tell them whatever they want to tell them to do. Because as I'm talking to you, Fulani herdsmen have created to fight us. I keep saying this.
So
Once you go on street, if you have
let
to stay
let
1
me
month,
let me tell you something. You have every opportunity. You are in United Kingdom, don't you?
yeah, but I just came back. I always go and I see what is happening. That's why I keep calling.
I understand what you're saying, but I have spoken to our people. Some of our people called in. I have also given time to others. I want you
all I'm
to
saying,
can you anchor broadcast?
no.
Why can't you?
If I do a training, why not? I can do it. But
You
I'm just
don't you don't
making
you
my
don't
personal
you don't
opinion.
need training. You don't need training.
Master Jonathan, please hear me out. I'm making my personal opinion. I'm making, like I
I'm
said, I'll
asking
keep
you.
saying,
I design my program the way it should be.
like I said, look at what Hong Kong are doing. They've been on
And
the
I'm
street.
telling you, Mazi, let us talk. Let's just talk to ourselves in a frank and objective manner. You raise an issue, which is to say that anytime I come on, principal officers will occupy
No,
the
I'm not
radio.
saying, Master
Now,
Jonathan, you're putting
okay,
word on my mouth.
okay,
That's not what I said.
okay.
That's not what I said. You're
Let
putting
me
word on my mouth.
now. Calm down. Now, if it is not what you said, you are complaining specifically today about the head of directorate and his deputy that came on air. You are saying that they spent a lot of time and that we should allow people from Biafra land to call in, isn't it?
Yes, that's what I said. Let the call from Biafra. Let the call from Biafra land come on first.
Okay,
Come on.
okay.
Let's see what they are saying.
Just
Before
listen.
this leaders will come
I'm
and
following you
message.
gradually. I'm following you gradually. Have I closed this program?
I didn't say you have closed it, but I'm just that's what I
And
said.
then
It's my opinion. I'm
after
just
they
giving
have
my
finished,
opinion.
I opened the line and you called. And other people are still waiting to also call.
Because Master Chenofo, they don't know, people call from Biafra land. They have to, we don't know what they are going through. Let them tell us. Before these leaders will come and advise them, tell them what to do. Because that's why they are our leader. But not them first come on the radio.
That is still the same thing you are saying. You are
Anyway,
complaining. You are complaining about principal
I
officer.
don't want to
Let
argue
me
about this,
no. Just hold on. We need to discuss. You raised issues. Let us talk about it. Okay? I said to you that I designed the program that I do. That's number one. The second, the head of directorate and his deputy that came on air don't come every time on radio. and they have touched on the issues that you have said, our leader has said before. And I can assure you that the same callers who are calling in will also talk about the same issue. It depends on one's perspective. So if you have any issue regarding how the program is run, I have asked you also, can you broadcast? You said no. And I said, why not?
If you can allow me to say something.
I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
I don't have any issue. All I'm saying, whenever, if you come on this radio now, open the land. For me, for my personal view, let call from Biafra land, call, see what they are saying. Before this, our leaders will come and tell them whatever they want to tell them. Now, if you open the radio, they are the one that first come and begin to talk. They don't know what people.
I don't know when you. Can you listen? I don't know when you started listening to this program this evening. About 2 or 3 people have called from Biafra land. And there, so what? Let me not tell you. So do you want the head of directorate not to make the announcement he wanted to make?
I'm not saying they should not make it. When you are saying that, you're misunderstanding me.
I'm not misunderstanding you. I thought I was misunderstanding you, and I conceded. But you went ahead. You are still repeating the same thing. Anytime I come on radio, anytime, maybe I don't understand the language you're speaking.
I didn't say anytime you come on radio, you're misunderstanding me. That's why I keep saying it. I said, now you open the land, our land, yeah? For me, let's call from Biafra land, come in, see what they are complaining about, see what they are saying. Before this, our leaders can come and tell them what to do, tell them anything they want to do. Not like you open the land. Only 2 calls from Biafra land before they came. You know, for me, it doesn't make sense for me.
And I said to you, I haven't closed the program. That our people will still call.
Anyway, like I said before, let's go on the street. Let's organize, go on the street. If we have to start the street 1 month, we're ready to take our land back. Our leader already told us we should not scare our enemy. Because look at what Algeria is doing. Hong Kong, Sudan. You see, that's what they are doing. Let's do the same thing. Let's follow the same strategy.
Do you think that our people have not been on the streets?
No. We are on the street. We've only been on one day. Let's stay there. Tell them we are not going anywhere.
I think you seem to have underestimated the circumstance our people are. We are indigenous people of Biafra that are being targeted from within and from outside.
You are right.
You need to understand this. That is number one. Secondly, without IPOB.
If they're going to kill all of us, to take Biafra, let them do it.
Okay, Mazi, you said you came back from Biafra. Why don't you organize one there? Why don't you organize people to remain on the streets?
I can't just jump without hearing from leadership. I can't just jump. Let's not go there, please. All I'm asking, please.
So if you have all these important and very idealistic and realistic projects or solutions, why don't you suggest it to the appropriate channel?
That's why I called Radio Biafra to give the opinion. That's why I called to give it.
You are calling on Radio Biafra and you want everybody to hear it. And I'm asking you questions. As a result of what you have said. So you need to have patience and answer the question as well.
Which question did you ask me?
The discussion we are having now. It comprises of questions and positions I have made.
I told you when I called this radio, I said this is my personal opinion. If I said it, I didn't say you should take it by force, but I'm just giving my personal opinion. Like I said, look at what Hong Kong are doing. Look at what Algeria is doing. Look at what Sudan is doing. We should go on the street, stay on the street, not only just go 1 day or 2 days and go back home. No.
And I ask you a question. I said to you, you came from Biafra land. Why didn't you organize program with people and talk to the leadership that you want to organize this thing?
I can't. I can't do that. You know is there. I have to follow from our leaders. You are there. I can give my opinion. Simple. Please, you're making this thing to come up. So it's nothing. I'm just giving my opinion. Please don't misunderstand me.
I know you're making your opinion. So you make your opinion rather than going into some other things.
I'm not going into some other thing because the reason why it's like I said what I said. All these people, look at him. This is something we discussed last week. So many things. Everything these people were talking here is something we already hear. We already heard this. Why they keep repeating it? You know, this is not that time to do that. This is the time to let us have make connection.
You said you are not saying to the whole world that you are saying your own opinion. The leaders that came on air were also saying their own opinion. Why is the opinion? Why should your own opinion matter and theirs does not matter?
I've been listening to what two of them said here. It's everything two of them said is the same thing we already know. Our leader already told us. This is the time for solution. Because these people have do you know why? Do you know why these people, every time our mothers go farm, they will go and destroy it? Because they want us
to if you want to know what is happening, look on the ground, watch where you are and all that. This is not something we're going to talk on air.
Anyway,
and I will not respond to it.
So if you think I didn't say something right, I'm sorry, but I'm just giving my opinion.
But there's no problem. We're having a discussion. But sometimes, if you have strategic plans, go to the appropriate channel.
When I look at what these people are doing to us, it pisses me off. I wish we can go this way. Anyway, somebody.
I understand your passion. I understand your passion. I appreciate it. But what I'm trying to tell you is that we have to plan what we need to do in order to, when we implement it, we have maximum effect. And like I told you, our land, both within and outside, is under siege. And IPOB has done what they are supposed to do, and we are still doing.
Also, Mazi Uchemefor, there's something I noticed.
Yes.
So this so-called elite leaders, because they have put the same hand with Hausa Fulani, they can never, all of them are like they see their mouth like ceiling. They can't do anything for us.
That is it, my brother. Let me tell you something. We are not sleeping. We are doing something. More critically at this particular point in time. So calm down, and if you have any solution, just channel it through the appropriate channel. Very important.
I'm sorry, like I told you already, I'm not happy when I look and see what these Fulani people are doing to us. As I'm talking to you, these people are thank God all over the whole Biafra land in the mosque, waiting for us to say anything. They will begin. But we're not going to fear them. We will march for them.
They cannot do anything. They may try to do something, but they will not succeed. This time around.
We are not afraid of them. Never. Mazi Uchemefor, thank you very much. Please don't misunderstand me.
No. That's all right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. This is whether be a Biafra presentation. Our people are passionate. Our people are very much in a hurry to do a number of things. And we have to oblige them. But it's also very important that we have very hearty discussions sometimes. Can you hear me? Call on the phone. No, this is unacceptable. Can you hear me? I'm joined by the North America Rep, Mazi Obienu. Thank you for holding. Good evening from here. I'm not sure whether he's hearing me. Can you hear me? Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Mazi Obienu.
Yeah, Mazi Uchemefor, I was almost ready to go to work, but
you were about to go.
Yeah, I was about to go because sometimes, we overemphasize on things, and I don't think it's really necessary for us to come on the radio and begin to, lash out and stuff like that. This radio is for information purposes.
So sometimes
I have not seen anything wrong with what the Mazi Uchemefor, the head of director of the state, and the deputy has said this evening. They barely come to this radio, okay? And we have many radio outfits with different time zones that are favorable to different individuals that are dispersed all over the world. And I believe people can always call in and make something, not coming in the radio and started lashing out. Honestly speaking, I don't think it's a way to go. And it doesn't really matter to me how close the individual is, but I'm just speaking from the truth, you know, from real perspective, that this is not the platform to come and, you know, kind of lash out. And this, all of a sudden, I was looking at the time. The argument was on time, and it took almost 20 minutes to allow for that lash out. But anyway, thanking you for what you're doing. Let me move on. I called in this afternoon because earlier in your program, you had talked about United States and how, and all kind of commended United States and how we hosted our leader here. I think, for whatever reason, I guess it escaped your mind to also mention that Canada did a very good job as well. But that said, even before, this morning,
of course, I've talked about Canada before.
Yeah.
It's just that our leader left the United States last.
Yeah, I know. But before then, I've been talking to the Canadian coordinator. So he expressed some difficulty in getting in to be able to talk to our people all over the world and the way they are moving forward. And we've been talking since morning before you came in. And I thought it's important for me to invite him here. This is not quite unusual of me to invite in anybody, because our leader says, so, but I have with me the team. He is the national coordinator in Canada. He has few things to speak on Radio Biafra on a way forward in Canada, so that our people will understand the direction that we are going. Just one more minute. You see, the part of the problem we're having is that a lot of people don't listen to the radio. And a lot of Biafrans are now focusing on the YouTube and information they got from WhatsApp, voicemails, and everything going out. And that's a distraction. I've also urged some Biafrans who make these videos, who are on Facebook Live, to please consider the times that we do our prime broadcast. That prime broadcast means the time that South Africa is on the air, the time that Middle East, the two United States, and yourself in London are on. And stay away from and Mazi Uchemefor, of course, who has two programs. And try to stay away from that those times, so that they don't distract other Biafrans. We know that some of them are doing really good. But if they can stop all this live thing when it's time to listen to Radio Biafra, so that everybody will get their information here, that will be appreciated. You can see that the video that came out yesterday, people issuing press report as the people responsible for helping our land. Mazi, you may have not known what is going on in their mind. Remember, before that video went out yesterday, there was another video of our brother, Professor Uchemefor, who went out there to say a lot of things, even though I'm not at liberty to advise him on some of the things that wasn't, right as far as IPOB is concerned. He should know that we are talking about Biafra, not Igbos.
Right.
Okay, but you know that his video showed an account where he called people to start making donations. So this group that
my
came
brother,
out yesterday.
let's Professor Geoffrey's video is being looked at.
Yeah, I said I'm
So
not a
let's not.
leader. I'm not
Yeah,
a
go
lead
ahead,
to discuss
please.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
I'm not
ahead.
the lead. I already said that I'm not the leader. He is in contact with our leader. But what I'm saying is that those, you see, the other video that came out to make a press release, according to them, that they are the ones defending Biafra land, have seen the account that was presented by Professor Geoffrey. So they thought that money is coming in. Now they have gone quickly.
It's
You
not. It's
know,
not a franchise. Everybody
you know,
Yeah, let's.
you feel like, oh my God. So that's all I want to bring to that, because that's the connection. Once they saw the account number, oh, we better show off ourselves now, showcase ourselves, because we're the ones fighting for Biafra. And one thing that I keep wondering, if you're mobilizing yourself and defending our line and the line, why is it always that all these so-called security outfits are trying to tag IPOB, trying to ask us to give them money to do what they're doing? I still don't understand that. But that not said, time already ran out. I know you've been here a long time. I just want to introduce one of us from Canada, the team Uchemefor, to talk to Biafrans. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mazi Obidi, and thank you, Deputy. I'm calling from Canada here, Toronto, Ontario. Like my principal servant, Mazi Obienu, said, my name is Nze Tim Okafor. I am the National Coordinator of Indigenous People of Biafra, Canada in North America. To start with, I want to especially thank our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for finding out time to come to Canada for his second missionary journey. The Bible said that Paul sowed the seed and Apollo watered it. Correct me if I'm paraphrasing or quoting wrongly. I remember not long ago, our deputy leader, Mazi Uchemefor, came on his missionary journey and poured out the message of restoration here in Canada. Mazi Uchemefor, I want to tell you on this program that those messages, the fire you lit, what you and our leader have done is to water the ground and make the ground easier for us to harness people and bring people to the kingdom of Biafra. What I want to tell you is that the job was done by Radio Biafra. The job was done by the institution called Indigenous People of Biafra, and we're here gathering the fruits. We no longer spend time to teach people to argue with people about the need to join the effort of restoration, for the simple fact that the light has been shown on darkness, that when our leader came here, people that had innuendos and misconceptions, all kinds of lies that existed, dissipated. Because when the light comes, the darkness disappears. He was able to address the generality of the public of all Biafrans and friends of Biafra. He was not only erudite and eloquent, he answered every question, all kinds of questions that were thrown at him. And where people were marveled at his intelligence and his humility, and his patience, his courage. Before he arrived here, we were afraid, we were worried about security. He came here, was taking selfies. He was mixing up with all Biafrans and talking to them. It was an experience I will go down to my grave with. This evening, I want to report to all Biafrans that we have grown 10 times, 20 times since he came here and left. People are calling us, wanting to know more about Biafra. They're calling us asking, how do we join the movement? I want to thank all the principal officers, our leader, Mazi Uchemefor, the Deputy Uchemefor, Head of Directorate, Chike Dozim, and of course, the Continental Rep, Mazi Obidi. What you people and the entire principal servants of this movement have done, I cannot thank you enough. When Onyendu came here, when I was privileged to be the moderator of the town hall meeting. In that town hall meeting, I was short of words to address him. One word that kept coming to my mind is the man that saw tomorrow. Even before I joined this movement, there were times I had questioned if this message was real, if this message was correct, if that was the right message for our people. Today, I can stand here and tell you that I'm a believer. I was in the dark, and I've seen the light of the restoration.
It seems you are a good man.
Because what I'm telling you...
IPOB members in Canada, we appreciate all of you. Go ahead, please.
Even the very people that used to attack our people here in Canada about the message of Biafra, I used to be patient enough because anytime the word Biafra is mentioned, it does one particular thing to everybody, both the enemies and allies of Biafra. It raises blood pressure. For the Biafrans, it's a word of distress. It's a word, when you hear it, you remember the whole injustices that have been meted at our people and continue to be meted at our people in one side. It also conveys that only hope in a state of hopelessness. And for our enemies, when they hear this word, they feel like dying. They feel like committing suicide. They feel like going on the rampage. So it's a word that actually raises blood pressure. But today, even the people that hated us have come to understand that the vision of the indigenous people of Biafra, led by Mandekano, is not only the right vision, but a vision that will bring the emancipation and the freedom not only for the Biafrans, but for every black race. The people who are propagating this message are the chosen people that we propagated in the entire African race. Ever since the leader left, I've had 4 people call me and talk to me about their dreams and visions they saw. And all of them tend to point that the restoration is very close. But most of them also warn that there are dangers and we need divine intervention and direction. It's only him, Chukwu Okike Abiyama. I am 100% certain that if he did not ordain this journey will not take place. Let me state it categorically here that there's a biblical connection to what we're seeing today. And I will touch on one thing. There are people who are complaining when Father Mbaka said that God chose Buhari. All I can tell you is that the Bible made it clear that God chooses good leaders to bless the people and chooses bad leaders to punish the people. When atrocities of a country or a nation is great before God, he afflicts them with what we see today, Jibril el-Sudani. So when Father Mbaka saw what he saw, that is correct. He saw that God is bringing El Sudani. What he did not know, because the gift of the Holy Spirit, the gift of God, wanting to see the visions, another thing to interpret it. He did not see the interpretation. That this man will come to bring closer the restoration of Biafra. And I repeat, if Buhari did not become president, the job of IPOB will not be easy. It is easy because the world and the Biafrans people have to climb to the mountain to see. And it's like page by page. And we are seeing the book of Revelation in our time. So what I'm saying is that we should stay the course. And one question I ask my people here is, how do we harness the tremendous goodwill that IPOB have? Because at the back of every single person that I've spoken to, there's only one hope, and that hope is indigenous people of Biafra under the leadership of Mazi Uchemefor. I don't want to bog you down with the reason why, but I'll give you one simple reason. If you are honest, if you are dedicated, you have set up principles over time, and you're continuously being consistent, people will endow you with their trust and believe, knowing fully well that you deserve their trust, you earned the trust. That is the trust that IPOB have gathered from all the nook and crannies of Biafra land. And my question is, what we have right now, how do we harness it? How do we turn this into something that will facilitate and hasten the nationhood that we are looking for? I'm pretty sure that the Biafrans have the human resources as a people to get the job done. And the onus is of every and each member of this family to understand their roles, Time will come, if the leadership will permit us, we would have to start having seminars to teach people so that we can make apostles out of Mazi Uchemefor, so that we can answer people's questions eloquently and not get into arguments and quarrels with them. Because the answers
in the team, sorry, before you continue, as the principal servant, the national coordinator of Canada, nothing prevents you from organizing programs that will advance the cause that we are fighting for avoidance of doubt. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, my deputy. So, these are some of the things, because sometimes we go to our forum and we post all kinds of things exhorting each other. But I remind our members that our leader came here and said, go out there and make apostles and disciples of Biafra. It's a mandate. And I used to remind them that when Christ started his ministry, he chose just 12 apostles. Today there is over 2 billion Christians. And so when we begin to understand with our mind and soul,
we the youth are ready to fight them to make sure that they cannot exist in this world again. We the youth are ready to do everything to make sure that we restore our land. Mazi Uchemefor, do you know that now Obasanjo cannot carry gun again? Do you know that Babangida, all of them cannot carry gun again? It's their children. Now, do you know that my own father cannot carry gun again? But it's my own duty to carry gun and fight those people. Mazi Uchemefor, we need support. We need everything. We need our people in diaspora. We need your support. We need to defend our land. Our land is in trouble. Nah. We need to defend our land, Mazi Uchemefor. This is the only one thing you people supposed to do for us. Mazi Uchemefor, may you can bless you people. I want you people to get hope that we the youth, we are here. Nothing can do us. Nothing can happen to our father's land. Mazi Uchemefor, we bless all of you people.
And bless you too. Everybody must indeed remain focused. We are not sleeping. We are not keeping quiet for avoidance of doubt. And every invader in Biafra land must run back to where they come from or face the music. Very important at the appropriate time. Next call on the phone. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program and good evening from here. You're not talking. Unbelievable. Next call on the phone. Can you hear me? Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening from here. Please move away from the radio. Very important. Move away from the radio, please.
Okay. My name is Mazi Uchemefor. Calling from Anambra. Anambra is Anambra State.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Regarding on the issue, Fulanis and all of them have, in fact, they have taken out the whole of our land. Here in Anambra State, more especially in Onitsha, everywhere you go is Fulani and their women. They are disturbing peace.
My brother, let me say something here. We understand the threats that these people have posed to us, especially the Fulani Islamic fundamentalists that come to our land to occupy, to take over what does not belong to them, to take over what belongs to us. These are the people we are focusing on. Because in the real sense of it, I have said this thing, I don't know how to explain it further for people to understand. Unless we decide not to travel, not to live in other people's land, that is the only way we can say we don't want to see Fulani people in our land. We have no problem
then
with people who live.
What is the solution to this? Because
let me finish. Allow me to finish. There is nothing wrong in people living peacefully in our land. But for Fulani Islamic fundamentalists who have been wandering, they don't have anything, only to come to grab land, to grab our properties, to take over our property, we are not going to allow them. So the issue of saying these people, Fulani people, they are women, they are everything is in our land, they have been there before. But what we have to watch out for is these people with intention of grabbing our land.
And that is what we are talking of. Especially about the Ruga issue and also, and now
they are not going to anywhere. They cannot.
Cattle colony.
They cannot do that.
So
they can't. And we are not sleeping for avoidance of doubt.
Even in Sapienza Radio today, they made a mention of it in Radio Sapienza headline news. All these things is what we see every day. Here in this Anambra State, I am driving keke, but I am not making anything out of the keke because there is no more work. like we that stays in Obako main market Onitsha.
So what can you tell us more
No
about?
customer do come market again. Everywhere is dry.
Because of Fulani herdsmen.
Because of Fulani herdsmen, everybody is afraid to come market now. How can you come market? Nobody is selling anything again.
Maybe I don't understand exactly what you're saying. Are you saying that the Fulanis have outpopulated our people, overpopulated the land? Are you saying that they are more in population than our people now?
Yes, even now they have joined us in driving keke. They have joined us even on Okada self. They have joined everywhere.
The monster in Anambra government house has not said anything. Will you be or not?
They have joined us.
Oh my God. But we are going to continue, of course. This is a very disturbing aspect of it. The people who are supposed to do something are not doing anything. The so-called governors. And it is very important that our people understand it. At the appropriate time and very soon, there shall be an uprising against these people. Especially these people, these governors that have not publicly denounced this devilish Ruga settlement program. Now they have said it's National Livestock Transformation Project or whatever they call it. They have no place in our land for avoidance of doubt. But our people in the towns and villages should be more proactive. IPOB members in different places, in different towns and cities, in Biafra land, and even outside Biafra land, should be more security conscious, should be more intelligence conscious this time around, because the enemies are not sleeping. And we are not also sleeping. The security architecture in our land has been weakened over the past few years because of the treacherous act of some individuals and groups, and especially the political class. Now they are crying, now they are wailing, and we are telling them that it is too late for them. They could not with these barbarians to kill, to maim, to destroy IPOB members, the Biafran youth. Today, you have indeed sown treachery, and you're going to reap treachery. Very important. At the same time, IPOB cannot shake her responsibility. We know what we have to do. We know what we have to do for our people. We are standing in the gap for them, but not for the devilish individuals and groups who are conniving with these murderers and barbarians and savages to overrun our land. Can you hear me? Call on the phone.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Mazi Uchemefor.
Yeah, good morning from here.
Yeah, I appreciate your good work, and you have been encouraging us. I believe that those that are afraid today are not IPOB members. The real IPOB members are soldiers that ask.
Can you hear me?
Their mind are made up. Yes, our mind are made up of what we're going to do. We are not afraid.
Of course, there is no too much talking at this particular point in time. We have to dedicate our time to planning and implementation. Very important.
At the appropriate time, they will see what we are made of. It's no matter of. We have been talking, and this time we are going to match it with action. I know what IPOB can do, and it's in us. And we have been advising on what to do. So those ones that are complaining, they are not IPOB members. They should
of course, because if they are, or rather if they are close to IPOB, they should have known what we are doing. Very important.
That is what I want to tell every Biafran. Wherever you are, we are at home here. And every Biafra, every IPOB member is already.
Right, it appears the Zoo Epileptic Network has, of course, done it again. Next call on the phone. Can you hear me? Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, I can hear you, Mazi Uchemefor. Good evening.
Good morning from here.
All right.
It's
This
2
is
minutes
Emmanuel
past 12
Chimeze.
midnight here. Yes, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
All right.
I can hear you.
This
The
is
world
Emmanuel
is listening.
Chimeze. I'm reaching you from Monisha province in Omambala,
Thank
Biafra
you.
land.
Thank you
But
very
I hear
much.
from Diokibaka, any Bezesa local government area of Osoka province, Biafra land as well. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all Biafran friends of Biafran and lovers of freedom around the globe. We appreciate all the works you people have been doing. We understand that pressure is rising from all over the corners of Biafra land, but at the same time, we are focused, waiting for any direction or command that will come from the Directorate of Biafran Leadership. So we are not, we're not ignorant of what is going on in our land, but we believe that for the fact that Chukwu Okike Abiama loved us so much that he gave us a gift in the person of His Holiness, His grace, His Lordship. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we believe that with him, heaven will finally, at the end of everything, vindicate us. We encourage you people to keep doing what you've been doing, and we encourage our brothers from diaspora as well to be speaking on radio, just as our Chief Directorate of State and Deputy Mazi Video BNU and rest of them have spoken to us tonight. Encourage them to come up to talk more, give us more information on what we'll be doing. And as well, I encourage all Biafrans, before you disseminate any information on social media, make sure as our leader have made it very, very and abundantly clear to us that we must hear it from appropriate channel, reliable source of information regarding any information that has to do with Biafra struggle. Radio Biafra is there for us. Some other blogs as well. So be encouraged. Don't just disseminate any information you see on social media, because our enemy are not sleeping. And above that, we shall not sleep as well until we see the total restoration of the blessed land of Biafra. We pray that Chukwu Okike will bless you all over diaspora and bless us who are here back home. Thank you and thank you very much. May the Lord bless you. Thank you and goodbye.
Bless you too. Thank you. Thank you very much. And this is where we'll be drawing cutting in this program. Tomorrow later in the day, of course, we shall be coming back with a full comprehensive program. What else are we saying? We are saying to our people to be vigilant, to be at alert, to be conscious of the danger posed by the marauding Fulani terrorists in our land, and to be focused and to have their eyes set on the ball. If you have not joined IPOB family near where you are, do so now. Stop asking questions that are not necessary, because if you are an IPOB family member, you should know what you're supposed to do. There is no fear here. That is how it is paid. On this program this evening and this morning, early one indeed of the 10th of July 2019. A lot of people are still calling. I don't know. Let's try and take a few more calls. I have said I will not take any more calls, but let me just try. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good morning from here.
Good morning, Mazi. Good morning, Mazi Uchemefor.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my name is Dennis, and I'm calling from Anambra, Biafra land.
Thank you very much. What is happening where you are?
Where shall
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, my Mazi Uchemefor.
Yes,
right
go ahead.
now we are on issue of Ruga of 18. So what I want to tell all our Biafrans, whether you are IPOB or not, or you are not IPOB, what you have to do, everybody have to do, is to be vigilant wherever you are. Be a vigilant in your side. We know that outer planning has been, they have full everywhere.
Of
so
course, we have
know that
advised everybody, every town, every community in Biafra land to set up their vigilante groups, not criminal ones, so because we are not going to partner with anybody in that direction.
Yes.
To defend the land, to defend their territories, to defend their property.
We know that they are here already. So what I want to
the truth about it is that Fulanis have been in our land for a long time. It's not only now, but the danger has been heightened, and we will have to be very, very proactive in combating that danger. Very important. Can you hear me? Call on the phone. Good morning from here.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning from here.
Yeah. I greet you, Uchemefor. I greet Nandi Carlo. I know everything is going well. In our place, we don't have a Fulani S-men house of our place.
No, where are you calling from? What is your name?
I'm calling from Omo. My name is Oyebo.
Okay, so you said from your place, what is happening?
We are 5 Fulani S-men out of our place.
That is how it should be.
Then they go up to Enugu State.
That is how it should be.
In our place now, we are cool as of now about Fulani S-men. First of all, we say that we can't say anything for them, even cuisine, even fuel, even in our town. We don't say anything for them. Then stop coming to our place now. Anybody that says anything for Fulani S-men should stay out for our place. So we are thanking you, thanking Mandekalo, thanking all IPOB members for what you people are doing. I know everything should be go well. I know we are restored our land. So thank you.
Thank you very much, and God bless you. Incidentally, this will be ending this program. We thank you, eminent Biafrans, for having participated. We shall continue in the next couple of hours because there are so many callers waiting to, of course, air their views on issues of importance to us. We thank the Most High God for having made it possible for us to have deliberated, to have rubbed minds together. Indeed, it is time to go. We continue to implore Him to continue to renew us, continue to revive us. More importantly, may He give us every enablement to restore Biafra. From me, from here, this is Mazi Uchemefor at this particular point in time. Sign off. Thank you very much. Good night and God bless.
IPOB. Dibiono Adona. Ndedo de got a benny Iraki that the Jogo Ibum de Fulani Edio. Iraki down. My brother, I just want to thank you. You know, all these people that are talking nonsense here and here. I saw that thing on net. When I saw it, I said, who are all these criminals? People should go ahead and say what
don't mind them. Don't mind them. They've redirected IPOB attention. Fighting people with genuine reason to deceive us because they are smoking Igbo. I'm going to issue my own video online without violating any privacy. I go buy Igbo later on. I go come on Facebook, wear me kake, wear common flag, and then come and tell you, yes, you are formidable. Please send us 50,000. We are going to defend Aguneli.